Now we're going to talk about another concept called file input output, or also known as file IO, more commonly known as file IO. You may see it with a slash between the I and the O. So, and this is about a container on our computer that has information. So a file is, you can think of it as a, if we're taking the Ziploc analogy further, it's a garbage bag, a big box that holds a lot of information. And they sit out on our computer and they help us organize that information and without having it be all over the place. And usually what happens is every file contains a certain type of information. And so in this part of MATLAB, we're dealing with files that are Excel files, which they have .xls or .xlsx. These are files generated from the popular Microsoft program Excel. There are also files, CSV files, comma separated values, and so they have values in them that are separated by commas. And then there are text files, and you can actually have text files that have values that are separated by something other than a comma, and we'll look at that. We'll look at that when we get to in the third video of this series, or the fourth video of this series. And then we have text files that contain words and verse and text. And so we're going to look at these three categories of files over this video series. And what we're going to talk about is, first of all, how do you open the file? So like on most computers now, the way you open a file is you double click on it, or you click on it, or you go to File in some application and hit Open. Once you open it, then you can do stuff with it. Right? And the same thing in MATLAB. So MATLAB is we're going to deal with opening a file, and then once we open it, we can read stuff from it. Right? So we'll read stuff out of it, or we can write stuff to it. Okay? And once we do that, we got to close it. Right? It's just like you deal with any file. So the writing stuff to it is the actual editing part, and then the reading is just looking at it. So you have to sort of let MATLAB know what you're going to do with the file. And so this is what we're going to do for these types of files: for Excel files, for comma separated value files, for text files that have, and I'm going to put delimited values, and then we're going to do also just text files that have text in them. And we're going to deal with those. Okay, so that's sort of a precursor of what we're getting ready to do, and learning how to manipulate files gives a lot of power to MATLAB, because now you can go out and get data that exists in files either on your computer, on the internet, and you can manipulate the data in them and come up with answers and analyze them and that kind of thing. So let's get to it.